JMOR's Weekend Agenda on Facebook Live, coming to you from Meadow Mill. We are sponsored by University of Maryland, Baltimore. I'm Amanda. That's Simone. Tell us about your plans in the comments field below. So, Simone, it is still Pride Month.
Yep.
Last weekend was Baltimore's Pride celebration. I heard it was really pretty successful, which is great. Did you hear any reports from the weekend?
I did get stuck in traffic,
That's
that was
sign.
a good sign. It looked like there were tons of people out. It looked like they were having great fun, great costumes. I really wanted to pull over and join them, but there was no parking, of course.
Which
so
is often an issue.
yeah,
That's
so
part of the
I didn't
problem.
do that, but yeah.
That's good. Okay, so continue to enjoy Pride Month while it still lasts, and I'm glad you guys had a good Pride. Let's get this party started. What's going on all weekend?
Okay, so all weekend, Alice in Wonderland is going to be playing at the Fells Point Corner Theater, and this is your last weekend to see the Manhattan Project's avant-garde interpretation of the Lewis Carroll classic. It's also the last show of their season. Apparently, this show is a 20th century take on a raw journey through the human condition and a roller coaster of emotional and sociological insights.
Which is basically exactly how I feel every time I read the book. And I know that you've been reading that historical fiction that I suggested.
have.
Alice, I have been. I think we wanted both to read it for our private two-man book club. I obviously haven't started yet. How is it?
Oops.
Oopsie.
It's interesting, you know. It starts off with Alice as a very old woman, kind of looking back on her life, and we're sort of just getting to the point of figuring out whether Lewis Carroll is really as perverted as he seems.
Right.
Maybe next week I can let you know about that.
Yeah, and I
hope
know
to finish it.
there's been a ton of stuff written on that, and that it was the Romance era, and they treated children differently, and sometimes the photography thing was actually rather common, or he was just a total perv.
Right. So maybe I'll finish it over the weekend, and I can let you know what I discover.
All right, what else is happening tonight?
Speaking of inappropriate sex, this is Awkward Sex. Otto Bar is having a fun event tonight upstairs called Awkward Sex and the City.
Awesome.
Oh, it sounds like so much fun.
does.
In this comedy show from New York, you can watch storytellers relive their most embarrassing sexual experiences. It sounds deliciously awkward and perfectly naughty. Amanda, would you care to share your most awkward sexual experience?
No, but I do feel like that could be a new Facebook Live series we start. How about it?
I think I've got plenty of material for that. Yeah.
All right, maybe we'll get into that.
Yeah.
So there is actually a lot of good stuff going on at Adel Bar. On Sunday, they're having an event called the Aunt Sally's Sideshow. Yes, It Hurts Part 2. It's a new sideshow troupe from the DMV. It sounds great, so go Adel Bar. Anyway, back to tonight, Simone.
So also tonight is the Belvedere Square Summer Concert Series, as is true on most Fridays in the summertime. I'm planning to go. I hope the weather holds up. This summer, Sounds at the Square will be Mambo Combo playing salsa tunes. And if you look for our own Kelly Chase,
That's right.
you might even snag a prize. So stop by and see her.
It'll be worth it. And also, make sure you check Belvedere Square's Facebook in case the weather changes, because they are going to put up an announcement for that. All right, what else is happening?
My favorite film at Smith Theater at Howard Community College. Seems to be a theme of storytelling activities going on this weekend.
People have a lot to say.
Yeah, in this special Stoop storytelling event at the Columbia Festival of the Arts, storytellers share true personal tales on the movies that have made the biggest impact on their lives. And this is in conjunction with this year's festival's theme, 50 Years of Cinema.
Simone, can you think of a movie that had a big impact or influence on your life?
There's so many, but I guess number one is probably Annie Hall.
Nice choice, yeah.
Number two is probably Manhattan.
Okay, Woody Allen fan?
Yeah, the old stuff. Any John Hughes movie.
Absolutely.
Oh,
I
love
100%
them.
agree with you. Breakfast Club, probably, that defined a whole generation.
And I know you only asked me for one, but my last one is Diner. And when I first saw Diner, I lived in New York. I didn't know anything about Baltimore. I didn't know there were even Jews in Baltimore. And yet I loved that film. And when I finally moved here, I was like, oh, now I get it. You know, crossing
Yeah.
Falls Road and all that stuff.
Yeah, lots of iconic references in there.
So yeah, I didn't.
Alan, our editor-in-chief
Yeah.
Alan is over here in the peanut gallery.
Yeah.
Jews in Baltimore.
I
Can
didn't.
you believe that? What a New Yorker.
He has a lot
I had
to
no
say.
idea.
He also, you missed this, but he also murmured in my ear, "The Graduate." So
All right. Well, we could do a whole show about this as well,
We
but we
should.
don't have time, Mr. Editor-in-Chief. We need to we need to move along.
I just want to throw in, I agree about John Hughes, but I also need to throw in Purple Rain. Really, it set a whole tone for like my entire life. It changed my musical taste. It changed, I mean, I wanted to be Apollonia so bad.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, Alan's still talking, but let's move on. Let's move on to He Set the Scene of the Lake. Okay, so what else is happening? We got to keep going.
All right, yeah. Okay, speaking of sideshows and burlesques.
Yes, end times are near at Cruise
Oh,
Alliance.
thank you. That's why. Okay. Acrobatic superstar Trixie Little has the answer to the world's problems in her latest variety show, along with some special guests.
Wow, that's a whole ton of quirky Friday night fun times here in Mobtown. And that's appropriate because this is the longest Friday of the year, so that should give you enough time to enjoy all of that.
Yeah, lots of time for quirkiness.
So let's move on to Saturday.
Saturday, get out, work out at Harbor East. Harbor East's 2017 Outdoor Fitness Festival takes place from 9 to 1. Including complimentary fitness classes such as yoga, Zumba, boot camp, and boxing from the MAC, Under Armour, Lululemon Athletica, and Charm City Run. There'll also be healthy food and drinks, giveaways, and prizes. First 100 people to check in get a swag bag.
Yeah, that's not going to be me.
Me neither.
Oh, well. Everyone else can go have fun at that.
Yeah,
Sounds great.
Do a few push-ups for me.
Yeah, I'll do some curls.
Do a few downward dogs on my behalf.
All right.
Okay. Bill Maher at the Lyric. The politically incorrect host of HBO's Real Time brings his stand-up tour to town. Apparently, his recent use of some really offensive terms hasn't dissuaded his fans. The show is sold out, although maybe they bought their tickets before he did that.
Maybe, but also it's okay because that's what Bill Maher's going to
Yeah, that's
do,
the whole idea of
that's
politically incorrect,
why
I guess.
See him anyway, right?
Yeah.
All right, if you just got here, this is Jay Moore's Weekend Agenda on Facebook Live, sponsored by University of Maryland, Baltimore. Be sure to comment below, share, like, and follow at #JayMooreWeekend. Keep going, Simone.
So Saturday and Sunday is Latino Fest at Patterson Park. Explore diverse Latino cultures with musical performances from salsa and merengue to reggaeton and mariachi, traditional dance, crafts, and lots of delicious treats. On Sunday, this sounds really good too, honeymooning in the Borscht Belt at the Jewish Museum of Maryland. Catskill native Marissa Scheinfeld discusses her new book, The Borscht Belt, Revisiting the Remains of America's Jewish Vacation Land, and provides a look at Borscht Belt hotels and bungalow colonies. This event is in conjunction with the museum's current Just Married exhibit. Has anyone seen that yet? What do you think?
So I haven't yet, but I think if I had been alive then, I probably would have honeymooned in the Catskills for sure back in the day, or at least had some sort of a Dirty Dancing style summer vacation if I was around. So Simone, what about you?
Well, as a matter of fact, my parents honeymooned in the Catskills. And even though I was too young for the, the heyday of the Catskills, at sort of the very end when Jews, the final trickle of Jews were still going there other than, the Orthodox enclaves, my parents did take us on a trip to Brown's Hotel. That was like the Jerry Lewis themed.
Awesome.
I don't know why it was Jerry Lewis.
That sounds scary. That part's...
But anyway, it was like the best vacation I ever had. And for this reason, because there was something about the water that straightened my hair. And as a result of that, I thought that I was really hot. You know what?
Yeah.
And I was sort of like the leader of the cool girls, the cool teenagers at Brown's Hotel. It was like for 4 days or whatever.
That's awesome.
That was like the best 4 days of my life. And I met like a really cool boy named David. And, we fooled around a little bit. And it was like the best... TMI. Yeah, it was like the best time maybe I ever had. So
wow, whoa, that's setting the bar pretty high.
Well, yeah, it's a little bit of an exaggeration.
I like that you had so much fun at straightening your hair.
But it was fun. So yeah,
that sounds great. We should probably get you to write about that at some point.
Yes.
So there's something going on next week.
Finding Neverland at the Hippodrome this next week. So we just want to give you a heads up about that. We will be there, and some of our lucky contest winners will be there too. So hopefully we'll see them, and we'll see you. This musical tells the story behind Peter Pan and J.M. Barrie's inspiration. It's heartwarming and good for kids. And the show runs through July 2nd.
We are about to wrap this up. Before we do, we should probably mention that it's finally officially summer. I've already had my summer vacation, which I will probably write about in a future issue. But Simone, do you have any great summer plans, vacations, getaways, some beach time?
No real vacations, but I do luckily have a couple of relatives with beach houses. So
that is a good
that always
thing to
comes
have.
in handy. So July 4th week, I'm going to Fire Islands.
Oh,
and
nice.
maybe Margate. So
awesome.
It should be a nice summer.
That would be good. Yeah, I was just in the Canadian Maritimes, which you'll read about more. But I spent one day on the beach, and the sand was so incredibly soft. It was like the softest stuff I've ever walked on. But the water was glacial. So, there's that.
Oh, well.
All right. You've been watching Jay Moore's Weekend Agenda, sponsored by University of Maryland, Baltimore. Please also tune in and turn up Jay Moore's Need to Know on Tuesdays at 12:30. And this week, Editor-in-Chief Alan Filer, who you've sort of heard from already, will be here. So just say hi to Alan real fast.
Hey, everybody. See you on Tuesday.
Exactly. And you can join us for the conversation about the week's news stories on Tuesday. Additionally, as part of our Need to Know feature, we are now doing some really fun Jay Moore Word of the Day videos that you can watch on our YouTube channel, Jay Moore Baltimore Jewish Living. Our intern Solomon Swirling is doing them, and they're just a blast. So you should totally check those out. Thank you for sharing your weekend agenda with us. Thanks to University of Maryland, Baltimore for sponsoring our Facebook Live event. Join us Fridays at 12:30 for more weekend plans. And in the meantime, check out our events calendar at jmoreliving.com/events and follow us at Jay Moore Weekend. Have a great day, everyone.
Bye.